What is going on, guys? My name is Tubby and welcome to WWE News for Friday, 2/20/2015. If you want to talk about or hear about any of the things I'm discussing in this video, you can click the annotation on the right of the screen to go to that part of the video. Let's go ahead and get it started right off the bat with CM Punk. Yes, CM Punk hasn't been in WWE now for over 1 year. Wow, can't believe I'm saying that. 1 whole year. Last year, in November, with on a podcast with Colt Cabana, he made pretty big accusations against WWE, their medical staff, how they treat injuries, talent, etc., and especially brought up the whole MRSA thing and Z-Pack and everything that did happen, and he did it in sort of a way that, you know, was very, very out front, open, honest, and whether or not it's slander, you don't know, because we don't know both sides of the story. So far, only CM Punk has made the comments. WWE has, you know, stayed murmured and quiet on it. But now, Dr. Chris Heyman, WWE's medical doctor, has filed a lawsuit against CM Punk and Colt Cabana due to comments made on Cabana's Art of Wrestling podcast last year. The Cook County Record in Illinois reports that Heyman is claiming that his reputation has suffered as a result of the comments made by Punk. Heyman is seeking more than $1 million in damages, as well as an undetermined amount of punitive damages as well. He says that everything that Punk said in his podcast was false, and then that Cabana is included for Punk, helping Punk falsely depict Heyman. Now, I think the lawsuit is pretty horrendous, I'll be honest with you. I know slander is one thing and bringing this up, but there has to be a point in WWE, you know, they say everybody's banged up, everybody is hurt. That's no excuse. They can all keep working. In that kind of an industry where, you know, fame, money, you know, getting over can be in the flash of the dime, it is true. You're probably going to have to work through some things. But when it comes to serious medical issues and you bring it to the doctor's attention and they want you just to continue on, and if you look at sports and all other doctors who rush athletes back before they're 100%, before they're able to actually compete for the sake of TV practices, games, all sorts of things. This is not just a WWE issue. This is outside of WWE. And a big part of our sports culture. And the reason that I really wanted to bring this up is, one, because it is big news. Two, I know I've seen some people go, okay, this is a storyline. Punk's coming back. He's getting sued. Except this time they're doing it in a real court instead of on TV storyline. I'm pretty sure this is absolutely 100% true. And this would go to show that, you know, if Punk's comments, what he made about the WWE were in fact true or were false and were just kind of exaggerated, you know what we're going to find out from this event, from this lawsuit? We're going to find out whether or not Punk or Cabana or whatnot, they settle. We're going to, you know, see who really puts their money where their mouth is. Because when it comes to somebody's health, I've been affected by MRSA. I know family, you know, issues with MRSA. It is a very serious fucking thing. And if you're just constantly getting thrown antibiotics or something and not getting taken care of and not getting that thing lanced or taken care of, that can lead to serious medical issues, and that's something that Punk could actually file a lawsuit for, especially when he goes to him. Now, somebody would say, well, go to another doctor. Well, he did, and that other doctor realized how severe it was, and WWE just kept, it's not a big deal. So for people that are just thinking that, you know, Punk made these statements, if it was true, and, you know, they basically did neglect in caring for their athletes like, you know, other companies do, and, you know, not just wrestling, and it actually did happen, then this lawsuit is pretty much without merit. If some of the stuff he said was, you know, just kind of hyped up and made up, and then now that Dr. Heyman's, you know, reputation really has taken a hit as a result of the comments that he made, then yes, I do think that he should be able to sue CM Punk, and CM Punk could actually be forced to give up money. It is part of the American justice system, where it's sad that anybody can just sue anybody for any reason. But in this case, you know, he did say a lot about Dr. Heyman. It did get a lot of Main Street press about WWE's doctors, and it actually could, in fact, yes, hurt Dr. Heyman's reputation. So there are both sides of the case, and either way now we're going to find out whether or not, you know, what their practices actually are. Maybe this leads to WWE and CM Punk, you know, either coming to some sort of a resolution, or maybe this leads to better wellness programs or better programs for WWE to take care of their talent instead of getting rushed back in or, you know, a lot of things that do happen. So I want to know your guys' thoughts on this. With CM Punk possibly getting sued, is CM Punk just getting thrown around? And I'm going to get tapped out, so we're going to restart the match. Is this all just a ploy? Is this a storyline? Is this real? Do you think Dr. Heyman's reputation really has gotten tarnished because of the comments Punk made? Do you think the comments that he made were legit? Let me know in the comment section below. Then the next storyline we're waiting on, ROH on Spike. Yes, there was a preliminary report, and now some other reports have kind of came out saying, well, there really hasn't necessarily been any serious talks or any talks in that matter. From PW Insider, they reported, you know, they talked to the COO and CEO about possibly having live specials on the network. That said they're looking to go someplace that's in more than 40 million households, which is the current reach of Sinclair Broadcasting Company. The reason that I found this story particularly interesting is because, yes, I think ROH would do very well. There's memes going around the internet all day today saying, you know, Spike said they wanted to get out of the wrestling business, though. They were just trying to get out of the TNA business. TNA and Spike have proved, TNA and Spike, Destination America and Spike have proved, TNA and Destination America have proved that if the network gets behind it, it can be very beneficial for the network. Spike TV never really promoted them, maybe for a just reason. Maybe they knew they really couldn't pull in the audience that they wanted, so they didn't bother promoting or spending money on it. Here, ROH has a very good product. I like ROH. I think ROH can improve on their camera, their lighting, but I still watch it every week. I don't make videos on it. I do not post on it, but I have it every single episode from the last 3 months on my DVR, and I keep them around to watch them because they genuinely do have some very interesting matches. People, the House of Truth, Moose, the Briscoes, ODB just came back, El Patron, Jay Lethal. A lot of interesting stuff happens. Roderick Strong, The Decade, you know, BJ Whitmer going after those guys. There's a lot of interesting stuff on ROH, and ROH just went to Sinclair Broadcasting asking for more money, realizing, you know, their budgets. They have big talent like Roddy Strong that aren't on contract because of the issues they've got going on. And they basically said, hey, we need more money for the budget. ROH and Sinclair said, no, work with what you have. Well, now might be the time to start talking other negotiations. That initial report, though, that said, you know, the CEO was interested in having more live specials. The best place to have those live specials would be on something other than Sinclair's CW at like 1 a.m. It would be a hell of a lot better to get on an actual network, and I think ROH would fit very, very well with the Spike TV family. They're a little bit more crazy. They're a little bit more, you know, Bellator-ish with the fighting and some of the stuff they do. I think ROH would be a perfect fit for Spike TV. So I wonder what you guys think. Do you watch Ring of Honor? Do you think it'd be a good fit to Spike? Is this a big F you to Dixie, or is ROH just a better fit than Spike? I think ROH is a better fit for Spike. That's just my honest opinion. I think that they can promote and they can be good at getting behind a wrestling company. It just has to be the right wrestling company. And I definitely think that could be the company to move on to. And then joining us at ringside, the manager for the match, Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was recently in the news because of some tweets he made, and Wrestling Inc. ran the story, and they kind of worded it a little weird because what Paul Heyman actually said was the DVD that he had, because the numbers came out for the top most sold DVDs this year for WWE, and Paul Heyman's DVD was not even in the top 5. Slam City ranked as number 2. You had the Ultimate Warrior collection in there, and then WrestleMania, which, to my surprise, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, was probably the best documentary WWE has put out this year. So it was very surprising to learn the DVD didn't even make the top 5, and I wondered why. And Paul Heyman said it was not because of the audience, it was because the DVD was greatly underestimated and undershipped, which I can believe because I went to some stores trying to find that DVD, and they weren't carrying it, or once they sold out, they never got it back. I went to Ask, and I think I eventually just got it from Amazon. So, you know, that's a big blow, and it's like, you know, that's not necessarily knocking the company. You know, he said all companies have these issues, and it's unfortunate and sad because it was a very good DVD, and I highly recommend you watch it. It was one of the best produced WWE documentaries. I absolutely enjoy it. I encourage you all to watch it and check it out. And it's a damn shame that the WWE fucked up here and didn't get enough copies out for the world to see and allow them to experience a DVD that actually deserved the attention. And hopefully it does get some attention now and bring some light to it. And then last but not least, I want to talk about the Fastlane card. Some more matches have been added. Some have been rushed. Some we want to talk about. I'm going to break down all the matches and then let you know that this week on Sunday we are going to be doing a Fastlane show. And no, it will not be a Rush Studio show that people just kind of shit on because Smalls and Pulse did it. We will be doing more of a live call-in type thing, and that will be happening this Sunday on my Twitch page. Make sure to subscribe, twitch.tv/Tubby or follow over there. As I'm finally back in town. I'm no longer with Tony Pizza Guy or with Not As Fan. I'm back in my office. So we're going to be covering all the matches. And the matches that we're going to be covering are as follows because these are what we have. We have Sting and Triple H are having their face-to-face. I'm not really excited for that. A match that just got added. Seth Rollins, Kane, and Big Show versus Dolph Ziggler, Eric Rowan, and Ryback. I think this is WWE's way of having Randy Orton come back and screw Seth Rollins, which would allow them to go on to the WrestleMania match. It allows Kane and Big Show to possibly break up, and then something with Dolph Ziggler, Eric Rowan, and Ryback so they can get rumored their new redneck stable and what they've got going on. I don't necessarily see those guys in the redneck stable, but I can think of some other guys in NXT and WWE that would fit a redneck stable very good. Scott Dawson is just one of them. If you don't know who Scott Dawson is, I think he'd be perfect for it. Then you have the tag team title match between Cesaro and Tyson Kidd versus the Usos. You have Dean Ambrose versus Bad News Barrett for the Intercontinental title. You have the United States Championship match between John Cena and Rusev. And then you have the Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns #1 contender match, which I have to be honest, the last 2 weeks of Raw have really sold that match for me. Just like I said, Roman Reigns will eventually have it, and Roman Reigns will be a big draw. I thought this year's WrestleMania was rushed, but if you are going to rush him and put him in the main event, there is no better guy than to build him up towards than Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan proved that this week, that Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns can make me care about Roman Reigns. I know, it's sad, right? That I could actually care about Roman Reigns getting that push. So there's your card. Oh, and then Paige versus Nikki Bella. And then the last one I wanted to talk about, I saved it. The fact that it was rushed on the pay-per-view, I'm not very happy about. But it was Stardust versus Goldust. I thought that was a WrestleMania main event for sure. I was really bummed out when they added it to the Fastlane card. I thought there was more story to tell. I still hope there is. If this does not extend into WrestleMania, I will have lost faith in the company. I don't know how you build this for 2+ years and then possibly take it away. So possibly, hopefully, there's some sort of fishy finish, and then they can go on, they can have their feud, they can do what they have to, and please, let us have Goldust and Stardust at WrestleMania, or Cody Rhodes. I think that's the perfect story at WrestleMania. I'm really excited. That's the match I want to see. So let me know what you guys think of the Fastlane card, and once again, we will be breaking it down. We'll be going over the card, taking your predictions live. That will be on Twitch. The link to the Twitch is in my description. Make sure to hit the follow button. You'll get an email notification when I go live. That way you don't miss it. And until next time, guys, thank you for watching WWE News Today. And what the hell, Paul Heyman. Look at this guy. He's so pissed about his DVD sales, he just keeps going at, no, now he got ejected. The manager got ejected, and now Punk's going to do it again. That's what happens when you undersell his DVD. He gets pissed at ringside. He loses it, goes off, and then now he's ejected. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. And until next time, we will see you all later.